In Nepal, what are two competitive advantages? Tourism, hydro. So these are the foundation of our Nepal's prosperity and development. We have been hearing this. If you look at all our development plans, I think, if I recall from 6th or 7th plan of last 40 years, tourism has always been a priority sector. But despite that, obviously, I think we have not been able to capitalize it in terms of number, spending, contribution to GDP. I think a lot of challenges, right? So, and especially even tourism sector is why it's more important, why I feel is because of its high employment elasticity. As compared to many other sectors, it has very strong employment elasticity. For, I mean, again, the employment that per GDP contribution of the tourism, it has created more jobs. It can create more jobs because of forward, backward linkages as well. We all know, right? That's why, the current government priorities of even 16th plan, if you look at it, job creation is at the top agenda, right? And hence tourism has to be a top priority. And this strategy obviously can play an important role. So talking about UNDP's partnership with Nepal Tourism Board, I think we really kind of share a special experience, because as Sujibji highlighted in the beginning, so UNDP was involved in the creation of Nepal Tourism Board. So that's why we have a special attachment. So, and then we've been working with the Nepal Tourism Board in promoting tourism, since then when NTB was established in a different, platform and then in different priorities as well, since long. So that's why I think we share a different experience and then, special attachment. So talking about strategies, I think very important, again, very comprehensive with all those specific actions, data, targets, very important as well. All 6 pillars interconnected, important. Let me highlight a couple of points. One, volume to value, very important, given the per day spending 40 as compared to way more than double in South Asian context or developing country context, very, very important. Perhaps, in case of Nepal, volume is also equally important, right? Given its, the tourism diversity, that we want to also link tourism with the local economic development, different tourism, product as well. Because, I mean, if I recall 16 plan targets, so by end of 16 plan, which is 3 years from now, so Nepal aims to reach, tourism volume by 2.5 million as compared to 1.15 that you presented today, right? So that I think we need to also equally take into account, and that is also important. Yes, value is important, but perhaps given our low base, we need to also, look into the volume segment as well. When you talk about tourism branding and marketing and the use of our, diplomatic missions and embassies, I think very, very important. I mean, we had that example in the past, some efforts in the past as well. Perhaps, in this study has to highlight how to mobilize our diplomatic missions and embassies, be it for G2G, be it for B2D, these kind of partnerships, that these entities, these embassies can really facilitate to make that happen. The domestic tourism is very important. So we need to have specific actions. We need to, to cater to this domestic tourism in terms of tourism strategies. So, I mean, perhaps cultural angle maybe is more important, religious angle could be more important, but what is important? How do we communicate to the tourism, domestic tourism is very important. For that, I think one of the suggestions I saw briefly about this provincial level tourism platform to be strengthened. But within that, I think more than that, I would suggest that role of local government. If you look at, our constitutions, the role of different government, the role of local government is very important in promoting local tourism, right? And they also have a lot of resources. So perhaps few specific actions, few specific roles of local government. How can NTB partner with local government to promote, be it, product development, product diversification, or branding? I think that is also very important. Perhaps this strategy can be, can also highlight. The last one, my suggestion, I think I heard Sujib Allo highlighted, this is NTB's marketing strategy, right? This is not a national strategy. But given, the pillars, the comprehensiveness, the work, 10 months work, the effort, gone into it, I would suggest that perhaps, again, it's primarily up to, CEO sir, new CEO sir, NTB. So this really has a strong foundations to make it a national strategy. Action plan could be NTB's. But if you look at the pillars and all those things, this can easily qualify as national strategy. So, I mean, maybe NTB through Ministry of Tourism can communicate, discuss, and explore, and perhaps also link with National Planning Commission, and then try to make it a national strategy. I think that would be, much more beneficial, because if you look at a lot of elements of national strategy are already there.
The marketing and promotion responsibility is on and only given to Nepal Tourism Board. Just back in 2000, we started. I joined Tourism Board, and we started our marketing programs with Mount Everest and more. It was only confided to the Golden Triangle of Kathmandu, Pokhara, and Chitwan, and the business, or what do you call, the whole travel trade lies majorly in Kathmandu, Pokhara, and Chitwan area. But in last 25 years, it flies, it grow, it diversify from east to west. So it's a full of challenge every year, full of expectations every year. Other things, marketing strategies on more planning. Definitely, the team, NTB team is ready to move, and NTB team is there, and all with the full zeal and everything. I think the private sector is also ready to move. Thank you for this timely strategy, and very timely. It's the need of the hour. And the commitment from Tourism Board, definitely we are here, and the whole team is ready to do. And slightly we have to change with we have to create demands. I think we have already pursue, we have already talk about, we already call upon many fam trips or tour operators. We have already do many B2Bs. But I think we have to create now few market, especially if you talk about India and China. We need to create market demand. For that, we have to come up with new programs, new strategies, and of course, digitalization and all the social media will be a top marketing agenda, and our team will do all this promotion and marketing things. And the budget, I think you have mentioned the budget is all, I think it's around 108 crore budget for 5 years. So it's I think it's an achievable amount. It's not a big amount for a marketing. I'm sure we should contribute that much of amount. So I validate that amount so that government will put this money for the marketing and promotion of Nepal.
We are going to incorporate all the valuable suggestions, and bid management team will share the final version of the marketing strategy and action plan. And once again, we will again refine this document internally in the Nepal Tourism Board senior management team, and also share with the executive committee and the key stakeholders, even including the government in the Ministry of Tourism. And we will trying to finalize and endorse from the executive committee from the Nepal Tourism Board, and hope we will have a clear pathways towards the marketing of the Nepal in a national and international areas.